better.
Well, they're not 6 inches wide either. Now they're 5.5 inches wide.
Oh my gosh.
So an inch and a half or by 5.5 doesn't quite roll off the tongue, does it? Hey everyone, real quick. If you haven't already, please hit the like button. Share this video on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or whatever social media platform you use. And hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Those are the 3 biggest things you can do to help our channel grow and to support our channel. That brings me to my next thing. A lot of people have been asking about how they can support us. And while we appreciate the offer to give monetary donations, we just don't accept them. What you can do instead is there's a link down below in the description. That link will take you to Farm Focus website that has our Freedom Farms merchandise on it. All of our apparel on there is 100% made in the USA. The shirt is made here, the decals are made here, and then they're put on the shirts all here in the United States. There's also decals on there, and shortly there'll be sweatshirts. So if you're interested in that stuff, please go check out Farm Focus website. The link is down below in the description. It'll take you straight to our shop. Thank you and enjoy the videos. There's going to be several videos of this barn build. It is going to take probably about 20 videos worth to show the whole build from start to finish. The concrete work and the dirt work was done by Armstrong Concrete, but everything else structure-wise, my wife and I did. So I hope you enjoy it. We're going to stop and try to give you tips and tricks along the way, but you're going to need more than that to build a barn on your own. So don't think that we're going to teach you the entire way to do it. You need to do a lot of research on your own before building your own structure. So I hope you enjoyed the videos. And if you haven't already, hit that like button. Fun fact, it rained again. So we're back out here setting this up again. Didn't expect it to rain last night because it wasn't in the forecast. And it's also very chilly today. It's like 70 degrees out. It'll feel great if the sun comes out, but right now it doesn't feel so good because it's cloudy and windy. I was gonna show you this though. So the reason we have it like this, if we had us just dumping the water out, it'd land on the ground and it would, just like a waterfall, you know, kind of, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? How a waterfall erodes away like rock or dirt or anything like that. Same thing would happen with that much water coming out because the hole would be somewhere around like that. So we have it like this because then it spreads it out almost like, you know, fans it out like a sprayer, and it won't cause the same effect. We don't want to make any trenches. Good news, materials are here. So now, well, materials and more rain, or at least mist. I don't know if you can see it. This is blowing real hard mist. Bye, Jamie. Thank you. Materials are all delivered. Well, not all of them. Trusses still need to come. Metal for the roofing and the sides need to come. But that's all right, that'll come in later. So the trusses will be here tomorrow. The roofing won't be here until maybe Monday. The metal's gonna be a little longer because it was all long pieces. Anyway, got everything here. I'm about to, well, I think we're gonna eat lunch real quick. Probably take this jacket off because the sun's trying to peek out now, but it also looks like maybe there's more rain coming, who knows. At this point, I don't care, we're gonna roll with the punches. We're using this set of, this 240 2x4x20s, we're gonna use that as a table. You'll see all the setup. Yeah, we'll go through all that in a minute. Let me go eat lunch first. Ew. Guacamole. That's Chris's plate. There's mine.
What?
What's she doing?
I'm fixing my tool belt.
What are you gonna do with tool belt?
Look like I know what I'm doing.
It takes her a while. She's gotta get her tool belt. We're not going on a camping trip. Let's go.
I'm prepared.
All right, here, hold the camera so I can show. So, stem walls, already built into our plans. Yep, 6 inches. I'm gonna do the same thing on this side just to be sure. We already measured. I'm just showing you guys how I came up with the numbers that came up with. Beautiful. All right.
Tore it up. That's not mine. Kids shouldn't leave their stuff outside.
They shouldn't. So now you're gonna see a video of Chrissy and I. We're gonna lay the boards out. That's actually why we didn't stack nothing else on top of these 2x4x20s, because we're gonna use these as a work desk. We'll lay it out on here. We're gonna put them all next to each other and we'll mark them all at once to make it a lot simpler. All right, I'm explaining to Chrissy how I want her to lay out the studs. So, I have 5 foot on center for here on. So 5 foot, 10 foot. Huh?
I draw next.
Not exactly.
Okay.
How wide's a 2x6?
2 inches wide. No, 6 inches wide. I don't know.
It's 1.5 inches wide.
6 foot long, right? 2 feet wide. Why is it called a 2x6?
Well, it used to be 2 inches wide and 6 inches, or 2 inches wide and 6 inches deep. Just like a 2x4 used to be. Now the 2s are really 1.5 inches.
Why would they do? Why don't they call it an inch and a half for a 6
Well, they're not 6 inches wide either. Now they're 5.5 inches wide.
Oh my gosh!
So an inch and a half by 5.5 doesn't quite roll off the tongue, does it?
It worked.
Anyway, so what's half of 1.5?
Don't make me do it.
3/4.
3/4.
So what you're gonna do is, right? So you've got that's your 5 foot mark. So you're gonna come to your 3/4 mark.
So every 5 3/4, I'm making a line.
No. So listen, you're gonna come. So you got 5 foot, right?
5 foot.
So you're gonna come to 3/4 of an inch farther than that. So 5 foot 3/4, and
That's
then
what
you're
I
also
just
gonna,
said.
and you're also gonna do 4 foot 11 1/4. That's how you're gonna make your lines. And then you put your X. You confused?
Nope, but you better check my math.
It's every 5 feet. 5,
I got
10,
every
15,
5
20,
feet.
25, 30.
So I go back 3/4 and I go forward 3/4, right?
it.
Okay, I got it. See? I know what I'm doing. I'm professional.
Oh, jeez.
I even got my little belt here. So I can carry around my... Well, I don't have a hammy ham right now, but sometimes I have a hammy ham.
Go away. Alright, she can read a tape measure very well. She basically laid everything out just like we needed. So what we mean by 5 foot on center, or 2 foot on center, or 18 inches on center is very simple. So in this case, we want 5 foot on center, which means I want the center of the board to be on the 5 foot mark. So in this case, a 2x6 is 1.5 inches wide. So I want it to hang over 3/4 of an inch on this side of the 5 foot mark, and 3/4 of an inch on that side of the 5 foot mark. Are you supervising? Anyways. Oh, okay. So she did that all the way down. So 5, 10, 15, 20, so on. Right? Now the other key thing to mention is we pulled from this end. We're pulling from the south end of our building. And we will do that for every measurement, because 5 foot on center all the way down, right? So if we pulled from that end and went this way, then where our 5 foot on centers would be, our marks would be off on our boards. They wouldn't line up. And our so our studs, instead of going straight up like this on the wall, they'd be like at an angle like that, because it'd be offset from it. So Chrissy did the same thing over here. So she marked it 5 foot on center. It'll match up on that. I cut this 6x20 at 10 foot because I want them to offset. I don't want these seams on the walls to be over each other. So if you look over here on the bottom plate, there is not a seam right here, but there's going to be a seam at 10 foot on the top plate. Well, on the top of the wall. And then on the top plate, I'm going to cut it at 2 foot, and then I'll start it right there. So it'll be 2 foot, be a seam, and then from there on it'll be a seam every 20 feet. So it'll never will 2 seams line up on our wall. You want it to be like that for strength. Yes, I know that there's 2 boards that are right over top of each other, so they're gonna pick up on each other's weaknesses and carry it, but we don't want that to overlap. Makes me feel better about my builds. I grabbed the tractor and then we're gonna start putting this wall up. If you can't tell, it's incredibly windy. Well, now it's not moving it as much. It's still moving it a little bit. Anyways, probably like 30-mile-an-hour winds. Give you a hint. The flag is straight out. Anyhow. All right. Chrissy's at it again. She's laying all the 2x6, the treateds out for the bottom plate. Once she gets that done, she'll lay out the 2x6x20 non-treated for the top and double plate. What I'm working on right now is all of the, so this is the end of our short wall, like the short wall that we have to build. So from here on, all the way around to that side, this wall will be all the same height and everything. It is 21 inches and 21 3/4 inches longer. So these are all 10 foot 2x10 or 2x6. Those are all 12 foot. I gotta trim them off. Basically, I knock off like 2 1/4 inches or something like that off. Overall length is gonna be 141 inches and 13/16 for the 12, or what the 12 footers are measured out to be. I'll show you exactly how they're gonna fit together here. Chrissy and Cheyenne went to the neighbors for a riding lesson for Cheyenne, but Gage came out here out of nowhere and said he'd start stacking stuff for me. So I said, okay. Well, then before you know it, the sun come out and he said, you know what, Dad, sun's out, guns out. I'm taking my shirt off. You show everybody your muscle? Oh man, it's a big muscle. All right, so we got all these cut. Like I said, these are gonna be for the long walls. So what I mean by long walls is anything beyond this step. Careful, pal, don't get your toes. So anything beyond this step in the wall and anything beyond this step in the wall that way, that's all the long walls. So Gage is stacking the last board right now, and I'm gonna start drilling the holes on the bottom plate all the way around. All right, last wall for the night, and then we're calling it a day. Trusses will be delivered tomorrow, so we're gonna have to be out here early and get some more of this done, and hopefully they can bring the trusses through with their equipment. But we're gonna show you this in real time, us putting this wall up without fussing at each other, without smacking anybody with any tools or boards.
I didn't do no such thing.
Yet. All right, it's the end of day one, which day one really was about 6 hours of work. We spent most of the morning getting everything unloaded from the, well, we didn't unload it, the gentleman
Delivery truck.
Yeah, Mr. Jamie, which thank you, we appreciate it. He unloaded it, but we took some time, you know, while he was doing that. We didn't want to be in his way. After he got done with that, we ate lunch real quick, and then we started. So we started roughly about 12:30, maybe a little bit before that. But then we got, so basically what Chrissy did most of the day was she marked all of the 2x6s.
Did a lot of measuring.
Yeah, where the studs go. And then all we got done today was just this little section of wall, which is almost, well, actually it is 70 feet because that's the 70-foot mark right there. So we have 70 foot of wall done today, including the top plates. We're doing those as we go because the trusses will be here tomorrow, so we want to be ready to go once we get these done. The 2x4s that you see bracing this are actually the purlings, so once we get all the trusses up and everything, we'll actually add the bracing on here, so we don't have to worry about it so much. The last thing that kind of needs to be done at the end of every day is cleanup, and that's what we've been doing for the last hour and some change.
Trash.
Yep, trash, picking up stuff, and making sure everything's, bless you, everything that needs to be inside for tomorrow, or, you know, if it were to rain overnight, is inside and protected. Tomorrow, we will finish the walls, is the goal anyway. So we'll finish all the walls all the way around, and then hopefully we will get at least the first 2 trusses up. That's the goal.
How many trusses are there?
15.
Oh, yay.
The trusses, for 2 people, so a lot of people probably don't realize this. For 2 people, we actually accomplished a lot today. Because not only did we get all those walls up and all the bottom plates, or sole plates, whatever you wish to call them. Phoenix, no! All the sole plates up and marked, and then the these 2x6x12s had to be cut down to 141 inches and 13/16. So me and Gage, and Chrissy did that a little bit before she took Cheyenne to her lessons, and then Gage and I finished the rest and stacked them all back up. So tomorrow there's no cutting involved. It's literally lay everything out, put it where it goes. Chrissy marked everything, so we're in good shape. Actually,
I'm an expert.
we got to mark the bottom, the sole plate on this side, because that is one thing we didn't do.
Okay, I forgot to tighten that bolt too.
Oh, that's gonna, now the whole thing's gonna fall over.
It's one bolt.
I held the whole thing together, right there.
It's one.
No. Real quick terminology for you though. This is what we're referring to when we talk about the bottom plate or the sole plate. Treated boards. The top of the wall is actually that first 2x6. There's a second 2x6 on top of it. It creates a double top plate. The purpose of that is to support load between them. We don't have to worry too much about that because the studs, the trusses will be directly on top of them. Other than that, that's it for tonight. Did you learn anything today?
Nope.
Not a thing, huh?
Nothing. I'm an expert.
Slacker. That wall really did give us a lot of trouble. That was the last one. All the other ones went up real smooth.
Did you learn anything?
I did. It's actually not too bad. We're working a lot better this time than the lean-to went way.
That's because you had me drive the tractor really close to the lean-to that we just built.
That was bad.
I
Poor
was very
judgment.
nervous.
But other than that, this is just day 1. So every day worth of work will be in a video. It's just gonna be easier that way because otherwise it's too much editing. So I hope you all enjoyed it. The the goal is to be done with this essentially in 6 working days. 5 working days. 5 working days. So tomorrow, finish the wall. So day 1 was basically prep work, cutting, and building some walls. Day 2 will be all the walls up and hopefully 2 trusses up. Day 3 will be the remainder of the trusses up and all the roof purlings. Day 4 will be the metal on the roof. And then day 5 will be the purlings on the wall, which we might.
And day 6 we drink. I know.
Party animal. But that's kind of where we're at. So anyways, I hope you all enjoyed it. We're just trying to show everybody that you can build things on your own. It's really not that bad. It just takes longer. Are you sore?
A little bit, but I was sore already from our workout yesterday.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyways, have a great night and a blessed week, and we'll see you next time.